Okay, so we textured our metal barrel. Now I'm going to show you something else, and we're going to add decal here on this barrel. So we're going to use a second UV mapping. So let's just have a look at our UV map at the moment. Right, that's what we have. That's what is showing here. It's our roughness texture. Let's go to our shading. Yeah, so this is our texture for our barrel. Yeah, so this is our output, this is our shader, this is our 3 texture, and this is our normal map, which needs a normal map mode. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a group. I'm going to select all this except the material output, and I Control J. I think it's Control J to group. Oh, sorry. Undo. Control. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird. I don't know why it's J, because group is not with J, is it? Anyway, Control J, not G, Control J. So you create a group, and I think I can rename this group as I call it the metal group. Okay, so this is the metal group. And I'm going to add now a different texture to it. So I'm going to use both combined. So how do we do this? Create a new texture. I can add it here. Add a new shader. I'm going to add as a diffuse shader. Why is it diffuse? It's just because I just diffuse an image. Yeah, so I'm not really looking at any other I don't need all these things, any other settings like metalness, metallic, and I don't need it. I just it's an image, so it's just to diffuse just an image. I probably just need the roughness. I don't know if I can get this closer to you, otherwise you won't be able to see it. Right, there you go. Hope you can see in the video. Right, so now I'm going to add a new texture map. So you know how to do this now. Let's have a look. Texture, image, texture. And I've got already, I think you should have available. I put it there available for you. I'm going to add the decal. Oh, it's not here. Is this one? I thought I had the decal texture. Let's have a look. I don't know what that texture is. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is a decal. That's the one. It's called Science Acid 007. That's the name. I should put the name decal, but I haven't changed the name. Sorry. So there you go. And I'm going to select the color to my diffuse. So this is my shader. That's my texture. And I'm not sure if I have a normal texture for that, but I'm not going to do that now anyway. If I do, I'll put it later. Now, what I'm going to do next, I need to create, now if I go to my UV texture map, UV editing, oh yeah, that's the image there I'm going to put, but this UV map, I don't want this texture to be applied to the whole thing, so I need to create a new UV map. Yeah, so it means one object can have 2 UV maps or 3 or 4, depending on what it is, because I'm overlaying, creating layers. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to create a new map, and I'm going to call decal UV, right? And what I'm going to do, I need to lay out new UVs according to where I want them to be. So I'm going to come here and select. Let's say I want to add it here. somewhere there, maybe this area. So in this area I'm going to select my decal. To add my decal, I am in the UV map decal. Yeah, and I'm going to unwrap. Press G to move out of the way. So now look, I am not in the UV map, I'm in decal UV. So I'm going to press G and select these other ones that I don't want the decal to be applied, move out of the way. And I'm going to put this one in here. Because this is occupying the whole UV island, I can then scale. Press S for scale, and I'm just going to scale. G and scale. I think I am not right. Sorry. So let me just do one thing. Yeah, I wanted to, I just apply a different one here, and did a Smart UV project because it wasn't, well, it looks pretty much the same, but yeah. So let me just see. I don't know what I'm saying, but here you go. I'm going to put it here so you understand in a minute once I do it. Right, scale. Right, so this should be about right. And scale it a bit more. And G to move here. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like. So I go back to my shading tab, and I need to create, in order to put those two together, I need to create a mix node. I think, yeah, it's add an input. I don't know what the mix is. That's the mix. Let me just mix shader. Yeah, I need to add a mix shader. And I'm going to create also a UV map. I need a UV map node. I'll explain in a minute why I need a UV map node. UV map. And I also need now, because I'm using two UV maps, I need to tell also, because I'm going to mix them together, I need to tell my metal texture that to use the UV map, the first one that I created. So I need to create another UV map node. So I create this UV map node. Let me just come closer, see if you can get in the video here. If you can see. So now I need to tell for my metal which UV map I'm using. So I'm going to care, it's called UV map. That's our first UV map that we laid out for the metal. And I need to connect this to our, to connect this to our texture vector node in our texture. And I have to come here and say, instead of repeat, clip. And I'm not sure if I need to do this. I think so. I think I need to inform all of them that this is actually using the first UV map, right? Okay, so so far no difference there, because all we're doing here is to inform that this texture is applied with that UV map. So if we move around on this side now, me get closer with the video. I need to tell now. This UV map is going to be our decal UV, and I'm going to connect the UV node to the vector of our image. And of course we don't see anything because it's not applied to our object yet. So let me just go back here. So material output, the mix shader I'm going to put in the middle. Can I put, yeah. So now I'm telling that the final material output is going to be a mixture of this shader plus this shader. So let's just Control J for a group, which it makes no sense whatsoever. Why is it J? I have no idea. Rename, and we call it decal. This is always, you know, grouping and naming things is about being organized. So imagine when you have a scene that's lots of stuff, you really need to be organized. And again, in this one here, also I say that decal, I don't want to repeat the image, I don't want the decal to be repeated, so I'm just clip. Yeah. Maybe I have a normal, I don't know if I have a normal map for that. If I do, I'll put it later. And now I need to connect. Hold on a minute, let's put that. I think I need to connect this diffuse, this texture, to this other shader. So that's the shader number 1. It's the decal, and that's the shader number 2. And here I have my decal. Let's have a look at this. Yay! Oh. Sorry. Let me just... Right. So what happened here? Yeah, I've got my decal, but it's not in the right position, right? So it's the other way around. So it's easy to solve this. So we go back to our UV editing. It's turned around. So let's just put it here so we can actually see what we're doing. So my UV is inverted, so I can rotate, press R, and rotate that way. And G to move a little bit. I think I need to scale it slightly because I'm cutting a little bit here on the edge. So scale a little bit. And then G to move. I think, in my view, this is too large. And is a bit stretched out. So what you can do, you can actually go, I mean, we tend to keep everything inside. What we could do, you could bring go to Photoshop and make it smaller image, or you could also just scale this, even if it goes outside, because it's not really repeating anything. So you can go out of a UV island. So now it seems about right. Or I also could go a little bit like that. So although I went out of my UV island, I'm not repeating the texture, and that's what I want. Yeah. So it would be nice if we had the normal map of this. There is something in Photoshop that you can create UV, the normal map, or there is something online. If you don't have the normal map of this texture, you can create online. There is a website called, I'm just trying to find here, guys, for you. Oh, that is your thing, your course. We don't want that. So if you just Google, it's GitHub, I think, convert to normal maps. Convert textures to normal, oh yeah, normal map online, GitHub. So I recommend it. I sometimes use this. You can do it with Photoshop. I have a problem with my Photoshop here, but I can show you in class anyway. So what you can do, you can bring that texture here. See if I can find that texture. I'm showing all my mess here. I'm trying to find my texture, guys. Just a second. Yeah. So you drop in there, and then it creates a normal map for you, so you can actually decide what your normal map, how bumpy you like to be, so how sharp or not sharp. I would do something like that. Yeah. And then you can save that. So I can say decal normal, and you download, save. I've got my, I'm just going to put it there in my folder there. So now I go back to Blender, and I go back to my shading. Where's my shading? Shading, there you go. And then I can add here my normal inside this decal. So I can come here, add an input. Image texture, another image texture. Oh, I didn't want to actually add there. So, yeah. So image texture, and I open that decal. So I'll do exactly as I did the other one. So I need a normal map, like I did this one. So I need to tell that this is a normal map, and let me just get it closer. So I don't know if you can see the video. I hope you can. I also do clip, and I don't want this to be a color, so it's no color, right? So add a normal map, and I connect here, and then I should then can I connect to that, to the normal of my connect to the normal of my shader. This is, I don't know, 0. Let's just put 3. That's it. Oh, maybe you kind of get the idea there. I don't know. Strength 3. Right, okay. Well, you get the idea. So what I have here, just to recap, we have now 2 UV maps, one for the rusty metal and the one for decal. And what I said here in my shader, my shading tree here, I separate into 2 groups. That's my metal texturing, and this is my decal texturing, and then I put a mix shader, so that means shaded, and then this is my final output, which is that. Right? Okay, so let's just render that, shall we? Right, there you go. You got it there. Okay, I hope that was good. If you have any questions, just ask. And I'm going to save and record, and I will put this file available for you. One more thing before you go. What I could do, what if I want to put this at the back? What if I want to put that on the other side? I could potentially come here. Potentially, I could do this. And I can select the other. I'm in my decal UV, remember, I can put the others, select the faces on the other side, for example. If I want to put it there, let's say. Yeah, and I could then come here and, yeah, so again, I need to rotate. R to rotate. Is it upside down? I can't actually see at the moment. G, and then I can scale. Yeah. So you could, in this case, you can overlap. That's what I meant, that sometimes we actually want to overlap because you are using the same texture and you want to use as big as possible. So you can actually, there you go, there. So now I have at the front and I have at the back. Okay, I mean the lighting is not very good here at the back, but it depends how you have your render set up, and you go, off you go, you have it. Okay, that's it for this video. See you in the next video.